Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Um, this week, again, we're just going to do another customer catch-up. Use this time to answer any questions you have, to go over some stuff, just best practices, tips, and tricks, things like that. I'm going to be hosting today. My name is Emily. I am in charge of operations and customer service here at Revibe. And we also have Gwen Campbell, our Director of Product and Data, joining us as well. But let's go ahead and just jump in. We're going to leave a lot of time at the end to go over any questions you guys have. So we'll open the floor up for questions from you all. If we don't go over anything in the slides, feel free to ask any questions that you have. I'm going to go ahead and just share the slide. Oh boy. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, there we go. Sorry, I was just a little slow to load. Perfect. So let's just go ahead and jump on in. First, I'll just go over, some of the features and everything. So with your purchase, you all received a trial of the Plus membership, which is just the subscription to our app that connects to the Revibe Connect. So with that subscription and the membership to the Plus plan, you have access to all of these features that we mention all the time, all the good stuff that we show, which includes the step tracker, those standard vibration reminders, which is modes low, medium, high, and homework. You get that focus tracker, which is what shows up on your dashboard in the app. That includes, the focus score, the attention span, all that good stuff. You get those adaptive vibration reminders, which is the 5th vibration mode. And that is the one that adapts to the user's focus behaviors and responses to know if they need more or less frequent vibration reminders at certain times of the day. You get the custom text reminder feature, which you get to set up in the schedule to leave little custom messages throughout the day if you need to remind them to brush their teeth or their hair in the morning, take their lunch, write down their homework, bring home a textbook, anything like that. You can set those up. You get the repair and replacement warranty, which is awesome. If anything happens to your Revibe, it gets run over by a car, you can send in any little part or piece to us and we'll replace that for you at no cost to you. If it's lost or stolen, God forbid, you can send us an email or give us a call and we'll send you a link to get a replacement for $44.95 instead of having to pay full price for a new one. You also get access to personalized and actionable insights, which are created by our machine learning team. So they use the data collected from each user to give you little unique insights about their focus and, better ways to help them get, their focus score higher, improve their attention span, things like that. You also have access to helpful weekly tips and content via our weekly emails and also through the app. We send lots of good stuff in there. Ooh, going crazy over here. And then also monthly software updates. Those are also sent out through the app as well. So you get all the newest, latest, and greatest tools and features in the app. Without the membership, if you're familiar with our classic device, your Revibe will act just like that. It'll give you those standard vibration reminders, as well as the additional feature of being a step tracker, but you just won't have access to those other features listed. So it'll just send those basic vibration reminders. So if you just want to use it for that, cool, you can go without the membership, but with the membership, you have access to so much more, and it really is worth it, honestly. Just for that warranty, you're covered because we all know life happens and things go wrong. So that's really a great feature. Now, moving on to...
Hey, Emily, it looks like we had one comment that the audio is a little soft, but it sounds okay for me. So I don't know if you could maybe just speak a little bit louder and that might help, or...
Let me turn up. Oh, you know what? It is pretty low. Is that better? Can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Okay.
So we'll try that. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Gwen. All right, so one of the most commonly asked things that we hear from the customer service side of things is regarding the data and what each of those scores mean. So we'll take some time to go over all of those. So in the dashboard, you'll see all of these tiles. You've got focus score, attention span, focus rate, response rate, steps, and fidgets. And this is the data that's collected by the Revibe when it's being worn. So first and foremost, the focus score is really just an overall big picture view of the day and everything that happened. So this is just a more easily digestible number if you just want to look at one thing with your child to help them see how they did that day. This is the number to share with them. So really what you just want to see is a higher number. That's going to indicate that progress is happening and they're improving. So a lot of people will ask, what's an average focus score, or where should my child be? What's a good number to shoot for? And we don't really like to share those benchmark numbers or anything like that, just because we don't want anyone to get into comparing themselves to any other users, just because every case is unique. Everyone is so different. They have different diagnoses, different strengths and weaknesses. So really, as long as you're seeing improvement and that number is getting higher, then you're on the right track. So following that is the attention span. And this is just the average number of minutes the user was on task. So it calculates this over time using their response and focus data when they tap back. And so this isn't necessarily to say that every time your child sits down, they'll be able to focus for 60 minutes at a time. It's an average. So, could be slightly more, could be slightly less, but this is just collected over time and averaged out. Following that is the focus rate, which is just, oops, sorry guys, the number of yes responses divided by the total number of prompts that they responded to. So the focus rate, this is a good number to look at to see, if they were more on task than not. So for this user, their focus rate's 89%, which is great. That means 89% of the time when they were tapping back, they were saying yes, that they were on task or doing what they were supposed to be doing during that time. So that's great. And then the response rate, similar to the focus rate, just uses the number of responses divided by the total number of prompts. So for this user, their response rate is 36%. So that means they responded to 36% of the vibration reminders that they felt. So definitely this is a number you want to see on the higher side of things, because that means that they're interacting with the Revibe more. So this number is pretty low, but it's okay. Just look for improvement there as well. And then you know that it's getting more and more data, which can only help. Then we've got steps, which we all know, if you use a Fitbit or your phone tracks your steps as well, just, basic step tracker. And then the fidgets, those are calculated based off of the machine learning that is incorporated in the Revibe. So it can tell the difference between normal movements that are expected during, a classroom setting, like sitting in your chair, not moving, being still, writing, hand raising, just normal walking, expected academic behaviors. Those are not counted as fidgets. But what is counted as a fidget would be, if they're tapping their pencil, drumming on their desk, if they're jumping up and down, shimmying their shoulders, just any kind of repetitive movement that's not commonly associated as being academic, that is going to be counted as a fidget. And we don't want anyone to think that that's necessarily a bad thing. Fidgeting can help some users focus more. It totally depends on each person. So we don't want that to be looked at as, inherently bad or good. It totally depends on each case. So it's good to kind of look at that data compared to all the other data to see if fidgeting is helpful or if it's not. Following up on that, just some tips for boosting focus overall. We've worked really hard as a team to boost our resources available. So we just did like a website makeover. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our marketing team did a fabulous job with that. And we also have a blog that we try to update pretty frequently with, new resources for you guys, helpful tips and tricks as far as focus goes and things like that. We actually have an awesome planner that we created with the help of FastBrain. And I can give you a little preview of that this is going to be included in our Black Friday sale that we have going on, but you can also purchase this planner individually soon. It'll be up on the website. But this planner is really awesome. We have the free downloadable PDF as well. So if your child likes to be organized, or you think that a planner helps them, it's got like the daily view, weekly view, things like that. It's also colorable, so they can color in the cover if they wanted to. So along with that, we have an ebook on our blog as well, just with a bunch of helpful tips and things like that. Another big thing that we like to emphasize here is just encouraging honesty. So we don't want the kids to think that the Revibe, they have to lie and say that they're always on task or they're going to be in trouble, because nobody's going to be on task 100% of the time, even adults, like we all get distracted here and there. So it's not that we're expecting every child to say, yes, I'm on task every single time they get that vibration reminder. We want them to be honest and know that, this is there to help them. So the more honest they are, the more it's going to help them. It's about empowering them to feel more confident and get themselves back on track without needing, their teacher or their parent to call them out and say, hey, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? We want them to be able to do that on their own. Another way to kind of help that is to set goals and rewards. So say, you sit down with your child and just say, if you wear your Revibe today and you do really well, we can read a book at bedtime tonight, or we can have family movie night, things like that don't always have to be like candy or anything necessarily that schools would do. Just little goals here and there that your child would be excited about. That's also a good way to get them to wear it and be honest and use it in the best way. Another thing is just to appreciate progress, not performance or perfection. So that's another reason why we don't share like benchmark numbers or averages, just because we want to see progress and improvement over time, which you can also view in the app. If your child is improving in one area, you'll see like a little rocket ship go off or a thumbs up, letting them know that they're doing a good job. So it's always about improvement. Nobody's going to be perfect. So really it's about celebrating those little victories and progress here and there. And the biggest thing of all, just stay positive and patient. Don't give up. It definitely can take some practice to get the tapping down and to just get used to it. So it does help to sit down together at home and just practice tapping, so that everybody knows how to use it best, and you can help them kind of figure out how to do it, because it can, it's not totally intuitive, but with some practice, it will become second nature. I'm gonna check these. Perfect. And then just some extra tips and tricks. We recommend syncing and charging your Revibe daily, just to make sure it's got accurate programming, that all of your data is being uploaded to the app and you're not losing anything. If your Revibe battery dies, the time's going to reset, similar to an alarm clock if the power goes out. So just do a quick sync or a full sync, and that will correct it. The time will go back to being what it should be. When tapping back, you want to make sure you're waiting for the entire vibration sequence to complete and for the exclamation point prompt to appear on the screen before tapping. And you want to be firm and direct. So the Revibe screen, it's not touch sensitive, so you have to be pretty firm with your taps for it to know that you're tapping. So be pretty firm, definitely practice. Another thing is the mode. So a lot of people will see under the time it'll say low when they first get it. And that's just indicating that the Revibe is in low mode. If it's in adaptive mode, like in the picture, it'll say adapt. In homework mode, it'll say HW medium, MED high, high. So definitely is not indicating that the battery is low if you see low. If the battery is actually low, you'll see a small low battery icon to the left of the time. And then just to go over a couple of features that we're commonly asked about that we're excited to share that we will have coming out soon. We're going to have a school report. A lot of people have been asking about like a downloadable report of how their child is doing that they can share with teachers or doctors or counselors, anyone like that. So we're in testing right now with that. It's going to be rolling out within the next week or so in the app. So you'll be able to download all the data to share with anyone that you'd like to. Super excited about that. We're also going to have a view only login. So you can share your child or user's data with teachers, other parents, without them being able to change the settings or anything. They'll just be able to view the data and none of the other information. So that's awesome. A lot of you have asked about that as well. Then we're also working on a schedule upgrade, super exciting. It'll be easier to input the schedule and the text reminders, all the classes, things like that. You'll be able to schedule mode changes for homework mode. So that way when they get home from school, you want them to do their homework, you want it in homework mode, you don't have to go through the process of going in the app, changing the mode, syncing, all that good stuff. It'll automatically do that for you. We're gonna have more schedule types. So a lot of you have, varying schedules, and it'll be a lot easier to get those input into the app. And you'll be able to track data within classes over time. So that'll be one of the more advanced analytic features. And then we're also gonna have push notifications just to help remind you to sync and charge. And then I'll give you announcements as well as letting you know when, there's any updates or cool new features or things like that. So those are some awesome features we have coming up. We'd love to share these with you guys. Most of these are based on suggestions we get from you all. So definitely keep sharing with us your thoughts and ideas, anything that you want to see in the app or any improvements. Let us know, because we love to talk about those and see how we can make the app better for you, because you guys are the ones we're making it for. So we want it to be the best that it can be for you all. So definitely keep sharing all of your ideas and suggestions with us. And now I will open up the floor for questions. Gwen, also, if you had anything you wanted to throw in, feel free. But now we'll just answer any questions. I'm going to go through the chat and see if there's any unanswered questions.
No, I think you covered all the pre-existing questions that we get. One question in the chat was about the schedule feature. So this question was specifically about saving multiple schedules, say if they have a half day or if there's a snow day, something like that. If you want to just touch on that for a second.
Yeah, so I guess, hold on. Gwen, could you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so the question was just on schedule types and just kind of like what the upgrade's going to involve. So to just answer the question, jump in, we are trying to accommodate some common schedule types that we have seen that conflict with our current scheduling part of our app. So a good example of that is like when there's a snow day, there's not a great way to just pause it for the day, or if they have a half day or field trip. Also like A/B schedules or block schedules. So we are trying to accommodate as many of those schedule types as possible. If there's a specific schedule type that you have that doesn't work super well with our current scheduling piece in the app, send us an email at support@revibetech.com, because right now we're trying to figure out all the different unique schedules that there are in school systems and how we can kind of better upgrade our app to accommodate those. So things that are, I guess, relatively common, like snow days or half days, we are going to accommodate those. But if there's any other kind of unique schedule items that we didn't mention, definitely let us know so we can try to work those in if possible.
Perfect, yeah. Also, I wanted to take some time just to talk about Black Friday, since it is coming up, as we all know. We are doing some awesome stuff. We've got our Black Friday Revibe and bonus gifts that we're selling for $99. So I'm going to share with you guys. I know I showed the planner a little bit earlier, but just to kind of show it again, this is going to come with each Revibe for Black Friday. Nice little planner that you can color in. And then we're also going to include a little Luca tattoo, kind of a fun little extra. And then we have a Luca sticker. It's clear, it's cute, put on your water bottle, notebook, just fun little extras. So if you have a friend or a family member that's interested in Revibe, share with them that we're doing an awesome deal for Black Friday. Exciting stuff.
And we also will, for existing customers, we're doing a steep discount on the Plus membership. So you won't be charged at all until your current Plus membership expires. But if you want to lock in a discount, that is open to all existing customers whenever your current membership is expiring. Another great question that we had was making edits on the computer versus the phone. So Debbie, to answer that question, currently you can go intech.com. Also, if you just go to our website link, so you can go do things like update your schedule, or go through and look at all the data on a bigger screen. The only thing that is not possible right now on the computer version is syncing, because that's a very different process than on your cell phone. So right now you can view things on the computer, you just can't sync on your computer. And that's something that we're considering potentially adding as a feature in the future, if people are interested in using their computer for stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. Jackie, I see your chat in here about how your son, he's saying he doesn't want to wear it. It's uncomfortable for him. And the tapping's not working quite as well. So definitely something we are working on is the band. So we are working on looking at new designs and things like that. We have had some customers in the past, put like a little piece of fabric on it if it was uncomfortable for their child. So you could try that. But as far as the tapping and everything goes, that's something we could definitely look into for you. If it's not working, like you said, it was before, there could be something that our customer service team could help you out with and investigate a little bit further, because we definitely want that to be working for you again. I'm sure once we get that fixed, he'd probably be much more likely to wear it, but definitely reach out to our customer support team. We've got Jordan available at all times. She's awesome. If you want to send an email to support@revibetech.com, or you can give us a call. Someone is here to answer any questions and look into that more for you, so we can definitely help you out. Carolina asked, does the Revibe has to be used on the dominant hand? It doesn't have to be used on your dominant hand, but we do recommend it just because that's, they're going to be moving more probably with that hand. So it'll be more accurate as far as fidgeting and things like that goes. But if they're more comfortable wearing it on their other hand, that's no big deal at all. Whichever way they want to wear it is totally fine.
Yep, you're exactly right, Emily. Either hand works. The reason we ask for the dominant hand is we are in the works of trying to expand our machine learning capabilities to identify more behavior on just some fidgeting behavior. So things like if they're handwriting or hints that are done with your dominant hand, it'll be really helpful for us when we do develop those features, be able to say that it is accurate because it is on their dominant hand. So it's completely up to you, not required, but that is one of the reasons why we recommend the dominant hand. And Scott was asking about a homeschooling schedule. Yes, please. That'll be something that we could take to our team to try to figure out how we can engineer around that and accommodate if possible. So if you could be pretty specific in your email about the schedule that you guys use the Revibe with, that would be super.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely send us an email with, your specific requests or any kind of schedule needs that you may have that aren't currently accommodated with the app. Kim says, I have 2 devices for my boys. Yes, each device will need its own membership. Each Revibe collects its own data. So for all that data to be stored, it needs its own membership. Oh, we've got several people saying that they were able to hear your comments on the homeschool schedule, Gwen. Yes. So as far as that goes for the homeschooling schedule, definitely if you have any specific schedule needs or requests that aren't currently able to be accommodated with the app, send us an email and let us know how you're currently using it and how we can make it better to suit your needs. with the updates, there's definitely going to be some room for more unique schedules as opposed to just the one weekly view. So definitely, if you feel comfortable sharing, how you'd like to be able to schedule things, let us know. And that way our team can take a better look into it and make sure that the schedule is able to accommodate more users. You're welcome, Gwen. All right. Let's see. Are there any other questions at all? Anything at all? And if you think of anything later, or you have a question but you can't remember what it is right now, definitely feel free to give us a call or email our support team. We pretty much always have somebody here to answer any questions. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out to us. Like I was saying before, we really are wanting to make the app the best that it can be for you guys because it's made for you. So any and all updates and suggestions you have, we are wide open to hear. About the computer updates, yeah, so we are working on getting the web computer-based version of the app a little better suited to being able to make those changes. I'm not sure if Gwen mentioned where that was in the process, but that is something that our team is working on so that you'll be able to make those schedule changes and things like that on the computer instead of a phone or a tablet. Perfect, yeah. So you can use app.revibetech.com on a desktop for everything except for syncing right now. And that's what we're working on, getting it capable for that, but not really sure where that's at. Perfect. Thanks, Gwen. All right. Well, I think, okay, perfect, yeah. So I think that's all the questions. Like I said, if you think of anything else after this, definitely reach out to us. You can chat us on our website, give us a call, send an email, whatever works best for you. Definitely, if you have any specific schedule needs or requests, please send us an email with what you need, because we love to see that to better, help you out. But thanks for joining us, guys. We'll talk to you soon.